After the failed attempt to kill All Might by the villains and Broly's defeat, now the media talked about what happened, although they only talked about what happened with the villains and not about what happened with Broly, since the teachers preferred to keep that information to themselves in order to talk among themselves about Broly and what happened. Goku asked All Might to make Broly be part of the class, and to try not to talk about what really happened with Broly. Otherwise, he would surely be rejected by the people, as he was dangerous and they would not make him be part of the class. The teachers would be in a meeting inside the Institute of Heroes after they talked about the report of the villains and that they had no information about them. They would talk about what happened with Broly. The teachers present and the students claim to have witnessed a great destructive power in that boy named Broly, but we don't really know to what magnitude. The students may have exaggerated because of the situation they were in. We were not able to witness it, but they claimed that it put the students in danger. The student named Goku helped defend the students from him. Although they also mentioned that they could see how Goku changed his hair color. We really don't know his quirk yet. We should do something about that. All Might would be left thinking about what had previously happened. He also remembered that Goku would have asked Broly to be a part of the class, but because of what had happened and how they were talking about him at that moment, really, it would be difficult to come to an agreement with the teachers to accept him. "What's up, All Might?" asked the director when he saw All Might so thoughtful. "What's wrong is that I had thought of making Broly a student." The teachers, upon hearing All Might's request, would look at him seriously and at the same time somewhat surprised. "I don't think we should do that. You yourself witnessed what happened and how he put the students at risk." "You are right. It would really be a problem if something were to happen because of him." "I admit that his power can be a risk for the others, but I don't think you have thought that he hasn't had anyone to teach him how to use or control it, other than Goku, who has tried to teach him. This is at Goku's request, isn't it? I think we're giving too much attention to him. We gave him the opportunity to be in the institute and also a place to stay, and now he asks us to accept a student that can be dangerous? We don't even know his quirk." "Think about it. Broly needs to learn to control his power and use it. He is not a bad person. His instability is what makes him so aggressive," All Might said, remembering everything Goku had told him about Broly after what happened, so that he would understand what was really going on with him. "We must not turn our backs on him. We must make him learn to manage his strength and use it at will. That's why we are teachers, so we can teach the students," All Might said seriously. The teachers were silent at what All Might was saying, and at the same time, they were thoughtful. "You're right, but in that case, we will take action against him." "I have an idea. The sports festival is coming up, so we could get him to participate to see if we can accept him as a student. But we'll have to be sure that the same thing doesn't happen again with him. So you'll tell Goku to be in charge of preparing him for that day, and he must be sure that it doesn't get out of control, because if something happens, it will be his responsibility." "All right, I'll take care of informing Goku," All Might said with a nod of his head. After the meeting, All Might would take care of going to see Goku at his apartment inside the institute. All Might, when he arrived, would knock on the door to see if he was still awake, since it was nighttime. Goku would be with Broly and the Frieza soldiers talking about what had happened. But when Goku heard the door, he got up to open it and would observe All Might in his normal form. "Hello, All Might. What are you doing here?" Goku asked, somewhat surprised since it was late. "Do you remember the request you told me about?" "I remember. Did you manage to convince the teachers?" "I could say yes, but it wasn't easy. They were all against Broly being accepted after what had happened. However, I tried to keep Broly's power a secret. If they really knew how powerful he is and the danger he represents, they wouldn't accept him." "I see. I really appreciate it, All Might. What agreement did you reach?" "You see, Goku, we agreed that Broly can be a part of the class, but he must participate in the sports festival to prove that he can be worth it and to help him control that power. However, you must prepare him until the day of the sports festival. If he loses control again, I'm sure they will not want him inside. Plus, he will put lives at risk. So I ask you to be careful, Goku. You must be sure that he's ready to participate. If something happens, that responsibility will be on you." "I understand, All Might. I'll take care of preparing him. I really appreciate the favors you've done for me. Not everyone would do that with someone they barely know. There's nothing to it, Goku. By the way, what is the sports festival? They'll explain it to you in class tomorrow. Don't worry. I understand. I'll be sure to prepare Broly anyway. Broly could hear what they were saying about him, and he felt bad about what had happened. Goku had told him what had happened when the villains attacked and how he attacked All Might, almost causing his death, as well as how he endangered the rest. I'm not a bad guy, Broly thought, still with that sad expression on his face. Broly's friend would approach him when she saw that he was a little sad. She knew he was like that because he was thinking about what had happened. Don't worry, Broly. It wasn't your fault. You shouldn't punish yourself for that. For now, you better work hard to go on and show how good you can be, Shilai said while smiling. Those words lifted Broly's spirits, so he didn't feel as bad as before. By the way, I'd like to talk to you in Midoriya tomorrow. I need to discuss something important with you. As All Might says, see you tomorrow. When they finished talking, All Might would leave and Goku would go talk about the matter with Broly. Broly, do you remember that I wanted you to be a student? I remember, but what about that? You will be accepted, but you will have to participate in the sports festival to enter. But I have to make sure I can take you, so we will train even more, so you can control yourself and show what you are truly capable of by your will. Broly smiled when he heard Goku's words. He really felt excited. I'll do it. I'll train hard so I can do it. Well said, Broly. What do you think we train now in the high school courtyard for a while? Broly would get up from the couch he was sitting on and be even more excited. Yeah, that's the spirit, Broly, said Goku, also getting up from the couch. Goku and Broly would go outside so they could train a little bit. All right, Broly, I'll stay in my base form to keep the fight even. I understand. Now we can start, Broly said, getting into combat position. Here I come. Goku and Broly would throw themselves against each other so they could start training. Goku would spend the rest of the night training Broly so he would know how to control himself in a fight and avoid being provoked. The next day, classes would return to normal and everyone would be in their classroom talking about what had happened. All the channels made a big fuss about what happened. Who knows what would have happened if Goku hadn't stopped that guy named Broly? I'm not really sure what was going on when he tried to stop him, but it looks like he sent something towards us that was very dangerous, and if it wasn't for him, we could have gotten hurt. Zero sent referring to the moment when Broly threw energy towards them, but he didn't know what exactly Broly threw towards them, nor how dangerous it was, so he thought it would only hurt them. There's no doubt that Goku is amazing. He defended us from Broly when he tried to attack us, but it looks like they're both equally strong. I still have my doubts about them though. But also All Might was great when he finished off those villains, even though they say Broly attacked him at one point because of the villains. Suddenly Ida would arrive to tell everyone to take their seats. By the way, where's Goku? Midoriya would ask. Suddenly, Goku would enter with Broly through the door with his uniform on. But it was obvious that they were with some scratches and a little exhausted. Sorry, we had some delays, Goku would say, referring to his training at night. Goku would take a seat and Broly would too. Broly felt very strange since he had not been among so many people. They were the ones who were on the bus that day, Broly thought to himself as he looked at everyone. Everyone was looking at Broly and muttering one thing or another about him, since after what had happened, there were several doubts about him. Suddenly, Professor Aizawa arrived, who was covered with bandages, so much so that he looked like a mummy. Good morning. Everyone was surprised to see how he had returned despite his injuries. Are you all right now? Isn't it too soon to come back? Goku asked, surprised to see how he had returned despite his injuries. My health doesn't matter. By the way, we have a new student. I guess you know him. He was in that incident. Anyway, the important thing is that the fight is not over yet. Fight? Don't tell me. What? The sports festival is very close. So that's the festival Goku was telling me about, Broly thought, paying attention to what he was saying. Is it right to do it after the villains attack? The Institute wants to prove that our system is safe by doing the event. Besides, the sports festival is a great opportunity. It won't be cancelled because of the few villains. Our sports festival is one of the most important events in Japan. One of the most important ones? I think this is going to be bigger than I thought, Goku said, whispering.
It's obvious that all the professional heroes in the country will be watching to recruit them. After graduating, they typically join professional hero agencies. Broly really didn't understand the professional agencies thing that Tadashima mentioned. Professional agencies? Goku wondered in confusion. You don't know what agencies are, Goku? Midoriya asked. Not really. I just know a few things about this hero stuff, Goku whispered to Midoriya. I'll explain it to you later, Goku. Relax. Broly really didn't understand most of what they were talking about, but he remained quiet during the class. Right. If you enter the agency of a famous hero, you'll gain experience and popularity. Time is limited and the path of your future will open in this event. 1 chance in a year of the 3 total. You can't miss the event if you want to be heroes. If you understood it, get ready at once.